And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I do every day. I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I just got caught up in Dawn Lemon and also got caught up in getting some things done around the house. So how are you guys doing? What's going on? It's Tip Tuesday. It's Tip Tuesday here in New York City. Let me get my little camera here set up. And a whole lot is going on. Don is back on his show. And he is just on fire. And he brought some stuff that we talked about yesterday about the South Africans, and he's talking about it as well. So check it out when you get a chance to check out the Don Lemon show later on today or whatever. He already covered it, but again, he covered exactly what we were talking about, how they use the word genocide and all this stuff. I know I'm coming out the gate really fast because I was so excited about what he was covering. But anyway, let's do some morning stuff. Let's do some good mornings. And also I should be including the wonderful folks from our Instagram. So the Instagrammers are not included yet. So I gotta put them in here. I gotta put them in the box. So hold on, bear with me as I do that really quick. And as I'm talking to you, I am setting them up for success, as they say, and getting them in here. Okay, now they are all ready to be a part of our morning community gathering. So, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? And I had an interesting 24 hours, should I say. A 24-hour day. Yesterday, I hung out with my buddy, and we ended up at Junior's hanging out after I got off with you guys. Then I had to rush to the city because I had a photo shoot with the MWBE, which is for minority women work benefits for folks that are in the industry, and they had an award event for all of the great businesses out there. And it was absolutely wonderful. And I had an opportunity to photograph it yesterday. And so I've been working on that since last night, trying to get some photos to them. I wanted to get those out before I got online, so that way they could have some for their PR, but they'll have some right after we finish here. And they will be able to put those on their social media. I like to try to give my clients like 15 to 20 photos so that they can put into their social media. The event was so big, it's hard to choose which ones. So I just keep going through all the best ones and edit them, and then I'm going to send them out to my client. And shout out to Meredith. She is amazing. She's connected me with so many opportunities, and that's the beauty of networking. I will always say, guys, if you are in business, you cannot be an island to yourself. You cannot be home behind these four walls and think business is going to come your way. If you are an entrepreneur, a small business owner, you have to get out into the world. You have to connect with people. You have to go to networking events. You have to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, wherever that may be. Yes, some of these Chamber of Commerce are not so ideal. Some of them are backwards. Some of them are a little offbeat. Some of them are not current. Some of them are just some of them. However, it's still a place to meet other people. And when you meet other people in the business world, as business owners, small business owners, and if you have something that you're selling, you got to be a part of networking. You got to get out into the world. No one knows you exist because you are online. Now, you see, I put my event photography at the end of these shows, our time together. And yes, about 32,000 people do see what we do here every month. We have 32,000 views in any given 28 days. That's a lot of eyeballs, right? That's a lot of eyeballs looking at what we do here. 32,000 every 28 days. Sometimes it varies a little, 36,000. Sometimes we have a 40,000. depending, but it's usually 32,000 people every 28 days are viewing what we do here. So, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Because there's an old rule that for every advertisement you put into the world, everything you put into the world, 100 people will walk by and not even know you exist. Even though they pass by you 100 times, they don't even see you. It's human nature. But there's usually 1% rule. 1% of your advertisements, 1% out of the 100 will respond to what you, or maybe just not even respond, but just like be curious of what you're doing. So it's really nice seeing all of these amazing business owners of restaurants, owners of centers and things that they are creating for people. It was absolutely wonderful yesterday, and I got a chance to photograph them. They all hand me business cards, and I got a chance to give them my business card, because I always carry a business card on my phone. You see my little QR code there, and I believe of the QR code. And yeah, if you are a business owner, if you want to be a business owner, if you are selling anything, go online and start networking. And like I said, that's just a piece of the puzzle of your success. Yes. Anyway, before I dive into Tip Tuesday, we are going to be talking about today. Tip Tuesday today is 10 best practices for smartphone travel photography. We're going to do this one. And because we are now heading next week, a lot of people are now starting to travel. People are getting ready for graduation season. Is ending some places around the country. I rode on the bike yesterday just to ride around the neighborhood, and I saw that there were graduates walking around. So graduation season is here in New York as well. And right after graduation season is travel season. And they said a lot of people are traveling this year. A lot of folks will be traveling this year, and they'll be on the road, because a lot of people said they're not flying this year because of all of the incidents that have been happening in the air. So a lot of people will be on the road. Okay. But anyway, let's say some morning. Let's get some mornings in here. Let's get some good mornings in the building. You guys are out the box, and make sure you hit the likes. Hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes, because that generates that. That's how YouTube works. You hit the likes, you put comments in the comment box, you keep chatting away, you keep interacting. Then YouTube, their algorithm says, oh, there's something going on over there. Let's go check them out. Let's send something out for people to go join them. Okay. And if you are over in the Instagram world, come on over to our YouTube channel, Ron Lewis Photos. It is a better experience. Okay, let me pop this off the screen, because that's what we're going to be doing later on. Hannah's in the building. She says, good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Janet gets a silver today. Whoa, Janet is in the building. She says, good morning, Touch Base Daily family. And who else is in the building? Going down. Hannah said, it's 11:06 a.m. Now I'm beginning to wonder too, where is Ron? Sorry about my tardiness, y'all. I just had so much going on. I guess that way sometimes. Kelly A says, good morning, ladies. And I'm sure she meant Jen so well. She says, yes, he was on fire. I was listening to some of it. Yes, Kelly A. Yes, Don was on fire today. And he's still going. And I can't tell you what I'm about to do. I have to hold steady until 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I can't even tell you. I want to tell you, but I can't. Anyway, moving right along. It has something to do with Don Lemon, but we will talk about that another time. And let's see. Kelly says, good morning, Ron. Okay, there's that good morning. And Bryson says, Bryson says, what's up, Ron? What's up, Touch Base Daily family? What's up, everybody? Happy Captain America Tuesday. Wow, Captain America. So Captain America, Anthony's in the building. He says, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Antonio. Elise says, good morning, everyone. And Kelly says, so sad about the passing of Don's sister. Yes, he lost his sister. And I can't even imagine what that's. I mean, he lost both his sisters. He's the only child left for his, for his mom. And they always say it's harder for parents to bury their children than children burying their parents. That is something that the old folks used to tell us when we were growing up. Aya says, Grand Rising, Ron, everyone. She sends all her sparkle joy, flowers and roses. And the great G.R. Houston is in the building. She says, good morning, y'all. She's on the road. She's on the road again. Lisa says, hey, guys. Yes. Lisa says, I don't like people, though. You got to get out, Lisa. You want to sell these beautiful cups that you have? You got to get out. You have to meet people if you are going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be a business owner, if you're going to be a small business owner. You have to connect with other small business owners. Small businesses are the strength of the American economy. There are more small businesses dollars circulating in the economy than all the corporate dollars. Small business owners connect with their local populations. It's so important. So important. She says, the chamber I joined is not worth the money, so I'm finding connections elsewhere. Yes, sometimes it bees that way. If I must use that bad grammar, it bees that way. Yeah. But you got to find it. That's why we have meetups. That's why there's Eventbrite. That's why there's all these platforms that you can connect with other people. But you have to get out of your house, get out of your office, get out into the world. Sorry to be preaching today, but I'm excited because I had a great time yesterday. Met so many great business owners. And seeing them receive their rewards for their accomplishments, it's enough to light you on fire, because that's what we do here. We're all tilling the ground to build something, right? I see here all the good mornings. Yes, I see the good mornings. And Lisa said, it's always my intention to get out and network, but I always talk myself out of it. Lisa, hold on a second, Lisa. Hold on, Lisa. You are going to be my special guest. And I'm going to make this happen. Hold on a second. Let me do this real quick, because she's in New York. There would be no excuse other than she's just reneging and not coming. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Sorry. Man, hold on a second. Let me just tell you what's happening in the next couple of weeks. It's probably next week, I think it is. I am an ambassador at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, right? And so I represent them, obviously. And there's lots of chambers in New York City. New York City is one of the most fortunate places in the world. Why? Because in New York City, not only are there 5 borough chambers, like there's a chamber for Queens, Chamber of Commerce for Brooklyn, Chamber of Commerce for Manhattan, Chamber of Commerce for Staten Island, Chamber of Commerce for the Bronx. And you don't have to live in those boroughs to be a part of it. You can just check out each one of them. Like, I'm in Brooklyn, but I go to the Manhattan Chamber. It's the longest, it's the oldest one. It's the one I think is the more connected with Albany, connected to City Hall. I want to know about legislation that's being passed. I'm that guy. I'm the nerd. I want to know information. Information is king. It's just like cash. Cash is king. Information's got to be the queen, right? You got to have information. So let me go to an event. I just getting the date right for you, for those that may want to join me. That's in New York, May 14th. That is this week. That is Wednesday. We are having a networking around town event at Italy in Soho. The Manhattan Chamber of Commerce is partnership with Italy. New York City's Flatiron cordially invites you to our networking event. Join us for a complimentary drink and appetizer and an evening of engaging conversation and networking from 5:30 to 7:30 this Wednesday. Lisa, you are going as my +1. If you can get yourself together and join me, I will introduce you to people. I will hold your hand, not literally, but I will help you with the process. You got to meet people. And I guarantee you it's going to be one of the best experiences you've ever experienced, as in networking. We have great networking around town events. We have great events. I will send you the link so you can go there. Okay? And anyone that's in New York that's a business owner. It's not to pick on just Lisa. Lisa knows what I mean. But again, let me show it. I'll share it with you. This is what you get when you go to a good chamber. And I have to say, and like I said, I'm an ambassador for the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. So, I'm going to share with you. And I wouldn't be there. I would not be there if it didn't have meaning. Let me share what I'm going through on my screen here, so you know what I'm looking at on my screen. Because I wanted to share, but I said, you know what? Let me share it with all of you. Okay. This is what my Manhattan Chamber of Commerce looks like. We have events. Look at all these events that are happening. Get to on May 13th, which is today. This to later on at 3:00. Get to know your chamber. I'm an ambassador, so I will be there. May 14th, tomorrow. Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Networking around town. Italy. Here we go, right there. You see how I just pressed that little button right there? Italy. On the 20th, search engine optimization. There's teaching and learning. On the 28th, tech speed networking online. You could do it online, virtually. We get together and we go from room to room and have conversations. I did not plan to feature the Manhattan Chamber, but I'm going to do it. One is because I love what they do. Also, on to 29th, info sessions, retail storefront accelerators. So you have a storefront, this is where you need to be. They do this every month. They could do what's called retail storefront accelerators. So you know what you should do in your case of owning a store. Then it goes on in June 12th. Have they announced? Okay. June 12th, networking around town. Forest Hills Financial Group. We're gonna be meeting in their area. Did they announce this yet? Okay. We have a summer soiree coming up on June 25th. And it goes on and on and on. That's why it's important. Now, there's some chamber, unfortunately, that are not as active as we are. There's a Manhattan Chamber. But still, find some place, even if it's out of your town. If it's not your town, then go to the next town over. You have to meet people. That's the only way you will sustain your business. My job at Verizon, like I had an opportunity to photograph Verizon, and I photographed different corporations around the city, is because of my connections at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. People that say, "Oh, Ron's a photographer. I'll give you his name," and then they call me up. Or someone says, "Hey, I need headshots." Anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I'm off my soapbox. That's for anybody that listens to this today or whenever you listen to it. Get out and be a part of your networking environment. It's so important. Get out there. Anthony says, I'm shooting on my first video set tomorrow. Woo! Go ahead, Antonio. He says, a video production company saw my work and reached out to me to shoot stills while they are filming a commercial. Please pray for me. Hands out. Yes, Anthony. Get out there and do your job. Do what you do best. That's how we do it. Okay? And Anthony, and look, you gotta be exposed. You gotta be exposed. That's another reason why some people go to church. So not everybody going to church is going to church because they want to lift their hands and praise God. Some people go to church just to network. Do you know that? Do you know there are people that just go to church sometimes that's their mold, that's their goal, is to just network. They are part of a community and they go to church to network. As a matter of fact, one of my coaches, a coach that I met, who wasn't my full-time coach, but one of my business coaches that I met over years ago when I first started, he says, you need to be a part of your church, be a part of your synagogue, be a part. That's how you network. So today is Tip Tuesday. So I'm giving you some tips, not just photography, right? We need these tips, especially if you plan to do something. And then when I'm out, I'll mention, say, hey, I have a podcast show on YouTube. They go, really? I mean, you think it was look, last year, this time, we had like 200 maybe plus subscribers, and now we have 680 something subscribers. That's because you got to talk about yourself. You got to talk about what you do and how you can be a blessing to others. Okay. I'm on fire here today. He says, good morning. Congratulations, Anthony. Look at that. The congratulations are going out to you, Antonio. You got this, Anthony. You got this. Okay, I see. Bryson says Memorial Day weekend is right around the corner. Yes, indeed. That's why we're going to talk about some travel photography today. Some reminders. Kelly A says, good morning, everyone. Congratulations, Anthony. There we go. Grand Rising. I love that, Grand Rising. There we go. Go ahead and say it, Ron. Says Elise. She knows. Really says, we already know, Ron. You told us. Yes, right. I will keep reminding you. You got to get out there, y'all. You got to get out there. Let people know. Shine your light into the world. You have something to offer. You have something to say. Don't be a wallflower. Bryson wants to remind us that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge just announced today, and it's thin phone, and it comes out May 23rd, right before Memorial Day weekend. All you Samsungers, I miss Samsung, and sometimes Apple be pissing me off. My Apple phone before I came on here made me scream. Gwendolyn, don't say a word. Don't say a word, Gwendolyn. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Did I miss something? Whoa, wait. Whoa. Gwendolyn sent $10 through that little dollar sign at the bottom. She says, I'm down to host a virtual networking event and share tips. Come on, let's do it. We can do that, Gwendolyn. We can do that. We can definitely do it. But look at that. I got a super. Thank you, Gwendolyn, for sending that $10 bill. Yeah, that's for those that don't know, for all you people that are new to YouTube, how you support people on YouTube is there's a little dollar bill at the bottom. I don't usually talk about unless someone does this, but it is there. That's how we support all of our online folks. That's how they get supported. That's how we get supported, by that little dollar bill. Anyway, you can check it out whenever you want to. Let me see. Charlene's in the building. Charlene says, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And she certainly says, I definitely want to learn more content creation for my business. That's how you do it. Get involved. They are all over. Like again, Eventbrite, meetup groups, Google your Chamber of Commerce. Okay. And G says, I've been doing more virtual speed networking events. Great times. Yep. The networking on speeds, it's like speed dating, but it's speed networking. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Rosemary says, right. Hi, Ron and everyone. And Anthony, we know you will be, Hannah says to Anthony, we know you will be better than great. You're on your first of many video sets. That's right. They're going to invite you again and again. Lisa says, my wigs are drying. I can't make it. Lisa, you don't wear no wigs. Do you wear wigs, Lisa? That's all. I always see you in your natural hair. Kelly A says, Lisa. I see all the Lisas. Kelly A says, Lisa. Lisa is a trip. Lisa is a trip. Let me tell you. If you want a good laugh, y'all need to reach out to Lisa. She is full of laughs. Lisa says, I want to be in one of your summer markets. Can you make that happen? Summer markets. What summer markets? Well, this is a summer market. We're going to Soho. We're going to Soho tomorrow. I don't know if you've ever been to Italy, but Italy is amazing. The food is amazing. I'm just saying. She said, Lisa, look, you see, she says, thank you for the information. Thank you for the information. And Anthony says, Lisa, I'm nervous around people too, but I'm getting better. Anthony said, she says to the Anthony, I'm actually super shy. I'm working on it. I'm telling you, I will be with you, Lisa. I will walk you through it. I am here. I am here. I will walk you through. I'll introduce you to people, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is not as bad as I thought. I'm telling you, you would love it. I'm telling you, you're missing out, especially on this one. Italy, please, the food is gonna be great. The drinks are gonna be great. You get one little coupon for the. I'm just saying. Lisa, I meant you told us about Dawn. Oh yes, we told you about Dawn. Yes, we did. I did tell you about Dawn. Hit the likes, everyone. Janice says, hit the likes. Thank you for the reminder. Hit those likes. Hit those likes. Okay, there you go. The love is appreciated from Anthony, he says. And Lisa says the Chambers Summer Markets. Let me know which one. And if it's our chamber, I will definitely have you with me. Shirley says, I'm all in. That's right. G says, Shirley, I got you. Stay tuned. Anthony says, there's an Italy here in Dallas. There is? Oh. Do you know how I first found out? Look, New York City received the first Italy outside of Italy. So when I was traveling and I was in Milan, down 3 blocks from my hotel room, or my boutique hotel room, was Italy. And I walked down and I said, what is this place? It was huge. It was a huge mall. It was a glass mall. It was so huge. It was 8 stories high, 8 floors. I think it was maybe 9. It could have been 10 floors. And each floor had a department. It was like going into an office building, but it was a food mall called Italy. And on one floor, you had all breads. Everything was breads and crackers, and I think it was bread, crackers, and cheese, or something like that. Then there was another floor that was all wines. It was more wines you could put your head around. It was just, And then in the center, it was carved out because it was carved out like a mall. In the center was a stage that was like on the second story, like in the middle, like somewhere. And it was a gentleman playing piano while you were shopping, live music on a stage midway in the Italy Mall in Milan. I said, holy moly, what is this about? Now it's years later. That was in 2015. They had not come to America yet. But now look, Rosemary says there's one in Las Vegas. There's an Italy in Las Vegas. Did not know. There's one in Dallas. I now know. Man, the best pizza, the best cheeses, the best gelato, the best restaurants, the best wines. It is the best of everything is in that place. Elise says, Lisa, I struggle with being around people as well. It has gotten better the more I go out. The more you do it, the better it is. Lisa says, the one you brought the jumper from, the street market. That was already happened. We had the street market 2 weeks ago. It's always the first May Saturday. And it's the first September Saturday. So the next one for our big street fair is called the Street Fair. Will be in September. That's a lot of fun too, but that's not networking. I mean, I get to meet vendors because I talk to everybody, but you need to be at a place where people are networking and connecting and talking and sharing what they do. It's a lot of fun to hear what people are doing in the world. It says the one you brought the jump. I got that one. And Elise says, Italy is huge. Rosemary says, Las Vegas has Italy. Antonio says, it's a food court and grocery store with, Arsenal Foods, and from Italy. It's amazing. Yes. The best food you can find. This says, Elise, I was doing good trying to get out here on social media, and them folks were weird. So now I'm not very trusting of the process. Oh, poor Lisa. She says, Lisa, stop it. This is a community, y'all. If y'all have not known, we are not here just to hang out and just do politics. We do politics. We do a lot of stuff here, but we are a community here. You see how everyone interacts? See, everybody's talking. And most of us met each other online, right? And now we built friendships. We see each other offline. We support one another. Lisa, when I had my gallery show, Lisa and her son were right there. And I lit up like a light bulb when I saw her walk through the room. I was like, Lisa and son. Yes. You support one another. You got to find community. Find community. Okay. Well, there are some things that are in the news. Obviously, Trump is reneged, or I should say, stepped backwards from his fight against China. And China said, you know what? You could do what you want to do. He got nothing. In all the world turmoils of money and everything falling apart, the market falling down, everything happening in the world. He got nothing. Trump is a buffoon. He is absolutely the worst of all presidencies. There's been some bad presidents in the world. We've had presidents that were alcoholics. We had presidents that were just evil, were just evil. We had some really bad presidents in America. But Trump will go down probably as one of the, if not number one. I don't know how many people could pass him on that. He is the worst president in American history. And I know the MAGA folks love him, but the MAGA people are part of a cult. Yes, you got to acknowledge what you're in so that way you can be delivered. Oh, goodness gracious. Elise says back to the networking. Lisa, I just ignored the crazy ones. Exactly. There's crazy people everywhere. And he said, this is our therapy session. We're cheering for each other to win. Amen, Anthony. This is our cheering section. This is our I was saying to one of my friends, I said, you know what? I really believe that our community is just therapeutic. We get to talk, we get to share, we get to root for each other, we get to communicate. But Lisa, if you're with me, I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep badgering Lisa. Lisa, I'm gonna let you go. Yes, I am, but definitely join me. You see the extensive calendar that I have. I will be busy today. I'll be busy tomorrow. I'm busy every day. So you know what? Again, I have a life outside of this Touch Base Daily circle. Yes, and you should too. You should have a life also. There's a lot going on in the world. You need friends. Tip number 2, you need friends. You need friends. But they who have friends must first show themselves to be friendly. If you want friends, then be friendly. Be curious of others. And there you have it. Okay, let's go to the videotape. Let's go to class. I'm not going too much into politics. I just wanted to just share that. The 52 people, if there not to be 52 people, before I go, 52 people landed yesterday, those little farmers from South Africa, with all their lies that there's genocide going on. But yet there's other places where real genocide is going on. You don't see Trump saying, come on home, come on here. No, he's getting rid of people and sending them back to their places of genocide. Right? There's no genocide going on in South Africa. Now, there was, even when I was there in 2016 to 17, there was some bad people that did kill a couple of people with their xenophobia. Yes, there was a xenophobia attack when I was there. But that was not attacking people because they were white or because they lived on the farms. Zimbabweans got killed. There was this thing that there was little segment of the population that was like, just like there's bad people, like the bad boys, like the folks in America, like the January 6th, they're not even on that scale. There was a couple of people that were upset that people were taking their jobs, they thought. And so they went on a killing spree. Oops, I'm not supposed to use that K word. They went on an unlifing spree. So, but there's bad people all over the world. Apartheid. Thank you, Lisa. These people were taking, and it hasn't happened to many people, but the lands that they stole during apartheid, had to go back to the families that they stole it from. And now Trump wants to bring all of them to America. But I tell you, he got big plans for them. One, they're going to take those black properties. Two, they're going to put them in leadership positions because they know apartheid. And they want apartheid in America. It is no coincidence that Trump is using the same words as Elon Musk. When Don Lemon interviewed him, he said genocide is going on in South Africa. It is not. There is no genocide going on in South Africa. It's a lie. Anyway, time to do some photography. Time to get some photography. And what do you guys say? What are you guys saying in here? Lisa says, do you think he will change his stance on the plane? Nobody is backing him on this one. Well, it takes Congress. Congress holds the purse. And the gifts, you can't accept it. It's against the law. It's in our Constitution. Not that he knows it. It's against the Constitution. No gifts from no king, from no prince, from no leaders, nothing. No gifts. No gifts. That's what the Constitution says. Our Constitution. In plain black and white. He says also the white farmers got their farmland from stealing the black farmers' land during apartheid, yes, that's right. Knock it off, Trump. Lisa says, sorry, got that. Lisa says, I noticed Siri doesn't want to say apartheid. Really? Anthony Rowland says, people are taking back what was stolen from them. Now they're oppressed. So now they're being invited to come and steal land from our farmers. That's exactly what's going on. They want to take the farmers, American farmers, black and white, but mainly the black ones. Those farmers that are not doing good, and now their lands are going into foreclosure, they want to take that land and give it to these white farmers from South Africa. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jazzy. Jazzy sent in $10 for today. Oh, another sticker. Says, thank you for using your voice, Ron, not just today, every day. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you. That's how we thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Thank you. No gifts, yeah. Bryson says, no gifts, no everything. Exactly. We have to share the truth. Speak the truth and shame the devil, Grandma used to say. Right? Speak the truth and shame the devil. Jazzy said, I just figured out how to do it. I know a lot of y'all don't know that little dollar bill is at the bottom of the screen there, of the comment box. It's at the bottom of the comments, and you'll see those little things at the bottom. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, Jazzy Jazz. And but yeah, let's get to our lesson, because we can always come back to this. But today we are talking about 10 best practices for smartphone travel photography. There you have it. Let's talk about photography, because that's what we're here. Today, we're diving into the world of smartphone travel photography. Whether you're exploring new cities or hiking through breathtaking landscapes, your smartphone can be a powerful tool to capture stunning travel photos. Here are some best practices to elevate your travel photography game. Number 1, you know what I always say, clean your lens. Almost like that, like no more wire hangers, no more dirty lenses. Anytime someone says to me, they say, Ron, could you take my picture, use my phone? I said, did you clean your lens? They said, I didn't think about that, Ron. Clean your lens, and then I'll take your photo. And they usually look at me like, I never cleaned my lens before. Yes, that's why your pictures look the way they do. Before you start shooting, make sure your smartphone lens is clean. A quick wipe with a microfiber cloth can make a huge difference in the quality, the clarity of your photos. Like I said, you can just go to any eyeglass place and pick up these lens cloths and say, hey, do you have a lens cloth I could purchase? Most of the time they'll say, oh, don't worry, I'll just give you one. I don't know, in this economy today, they may have to charge you. But it's still worth it. Protect your lens. Don't use paper towels on your lens, because it will scratch your lens. It will scratch the surface. Do not use paper. Do not use anything rough. Use only these lens cleaners to protect your lens. Protect your lens. I almost feel like a preacher now. Say hallelujah. Oh gosh. Use natural light. Number 2, use natural light. Natural light is your best friend. Oh, look, there's another one. Lisa said, I'm just gonna say it. Lisa matched me with it. She matched G and Jazzy. Who's next? Use that dollar bill. Use that bill. Thank you for the sticker. Lisa. Use natural light. Natural light is your best friend. Try to shoot during the golden hours. And you know what we mean by the golden hour? The hour before sunset. That changes every day. The hour before sunset, that window, everybody looks good to the golden light of the sun setting. If you, let me say it with discretion. If there's someone that doesn't look so attractive in your life, but you want to take a picture of them and they want pictures taken of them, you can always take pictures of them during the golden hour. Everybody looks good in the golden hour. It's a running joke in a lot of photography circles. Everybody looks good in the golden hour. Shortly after sunrise and before sunset, when the light is soft and warm, avoid the harsh midday sun, which can create strong shadows and highlights. That's why when my clients meet with me and they say, Ron, we want headshots done, I say, are you ready to get up early in the morning? Because that's what it's going to require. Get up early in the morning. You're going to have to meet me just after sunrise. About an hour after sunrise, you will be meeting me. So if sunrise today is 6 a.m., you're going to be meeting me at 7 a.m. I'll have my cameras and everything all set up and ready for you, because you're going to look your best in the mornings. Very rarely do I do an evening sunset, because too much traffic, too much people. But early in the morning, that's where you'll find me, down in Dumbo, doing a photo shoot. Okay, here we go. Tap to focus and adjust exposure. We talked about that in many times. Look on your phone. You can tap, remember? Wherever you want to focus your camera, tap on the subject, and your camera will adjust to focus on your subject. Oh, another one from Kelly A with a super sticker. Oh, I'm on a roll today. Woo! Thank you, Kelly A with a super sticker. Yes. Look at you guys supporting what we do here. Thank you. Thank you. That's going to pay for our StreamYard this month. StreamYard. Yes, it costs $50. It's going to... Anyway, going back to the lesson, tap on your screen to focus on your subject and adjust the exposure, because when you tap, there's a little square box that comes up on your screen, on your smartphone. And then you'll see a little, like a little circle with lines coming out, like a star or like a light. If you tap on that, you can, and slide it. There's a little slider. You can make the exposure dark or light. You can slide it up and down on the subject. Right? Here we go. Better photography for your travels. You can slide your finger up and down to brighten or darken the image. This helps you get the perfect balance of light and detail. Next. Avoid digital zoom. You know I talk about that all the time. Now, digital zoom has become better. I will say, This little baby I got here, this little Apple 16 Max, the zoom is really nice. It really is a good zoom. So they've come a long way. But try to take your photo as is. Use that finger to adjust your exposure and to focus. Then after you take the picture, then you go into your app, which we'll talk about, and you crop. It's better to crop down than to use the zoom that is in your phone, because that is not a real lens. It's a digital processed zoom. Okay, so best way to take a photo, take the photo sharp in its regular mode, then crop it, and you will have a better picture. So move closer to your subject. Instead of using digital zoom, which can reduce image quality, if you need to zoom in, consider cropping the photo later during editing. Next one, you know how I feel about the grid lines. Use grid lines for composition. Turn on the grid lines in your camera settings to help with composition. The rule of thirds is a great guideline. Place your subject along the grid lines or at their intersections to create a balanced and visual appealing shot. Right? If you use your grid lines, turn on the grid lines. You go into your smartphone, you go into your Apple phone, go into your camera, turn on the grid. That way your horizons will be straight. Your verticals will be straight. You won't be leaning your picture to the left or to the right. You will be using the grid lines. Not only that, you will be learning the first very basic rule of thirds. 9 boxes, 4 intersections in the center. Have your subject on one of those intersections, and you will have a balanced photo. You can move it more down to the bottom or to the top, but they should be on one of those 4, what we call focal points. Okay, that's we've done that lesson before, so you have to check out some of the other videos for that one. Okay, but turn on the grid lines. Turn on the grid. Next, experiment with angles and perspectives. We talked about that in this community. This community already knows most of this stuff. So, but guess what? It's a great reminder. Oh, I'm going to put a pin in that one for Food Plane. Food Plane says, what do you do if you are filming outdoors with a phone on a sunny day? Is that an ISO thing? We're going to talk about. I'll put the pin there. Thank you for that cue. That Q&A. That's for Q&A at the end. Okay. Janet. Whoa. Janet used a sticker today. She bought a sticker. Look at that. Whoa, you guys are on a roll today. What's going on? Woo. Man. Yeah, StreamYard is almost paid for. Thank y'all. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. You guys are making use of that little dollar thing at the bottom. We're educating each other. And don't just do that here. I'm talking, do that with all the people that you follow online. That if they have the capability, thanks to you, I've graduated to a little bit of half monetary, to monetize this platform. When we get to 1,000, we'll be really monetizing. But we'll get there. Slow ship gets there. We'll get there. Next, so experiment with angles and perspectives. Don't be afraid to get creative with your angles. Shoot from high above, down low, from unique perspectives to add interest and variety to your photo. You know what I say all the time. You see some of my photos, get low and shoot up. Get high and shoot down. Shoot from an angle. Shoot between things. Like you see, columns. Let's say you see beautiful columns on let's say a beautiful mansion. I'm going to use that mansion. And then you want to shoot between the columns. Great perspective. Great perspective. Change it up. Everybody can shoot from front and front. Everybody can shoot just dead on, right? Be different. And then that's what elevates your photo. If you shoot differently and do great work, it will open doors for you. Yes. Anthony says, a frame in a frame. I do that all the time. I'm always looking. Like, for instance, I took a picture one time of this woman. She was singing. And her musician was playing the saxophone. I had a perfect moment and a perfect angle that I was able to shoot through where that kind of like triangle you get when you have the saxophone and it's going out from the mouth and down with the the sax. And then the singer was in the middle of that frame, and that framed the woman, and that is one of my best photos. People they like, oh my gosh, Ron, that's amazing how you caught that. Look for the setup. Look for the setup. The universe will set you up. Just get out there and photograph. But yes, that's that part about interesting places, interesting perspectives. There you go. There you go. Okay, next. Capture candid moments. The smile, the laugh, the tears, the hugs, the embracing, the warm gestures. Some of the best travel photos are candid shots that capture the essence of a place and its people. Keep your camera ready to snap those spontaneous moments. This camera, when I'm walking through a crowd, is always in my hand. And as soon as I see something, I'm snapping away. Yesterday, I came out, after I did the photography shoot with the one Vanderbilt in the city. I came out right in front of me where one Vanderbilt and Grand Central Station are. And I came out and I saw the light was so beautiful. It was the evening light, the golden hour. And I said, and the way the buildings were all lit up and I saw them towering up. And then I put this camera on wide angle mode and it was glorious. Glorious shot I took last night coming out the building. Why? You probably say, oh, Ron, you could have went into your bag and got the big camera. No, I didn't need the big camera. Because why? What's the rule? I had this conversation with my Uber driver yesterday who did not know exactly where I lived and made me slightly late for my project. But that's another story. But he asked me a question. He says, you're a photographer. We talked and everything in the car. And he was saying, what's the best camera to use? People say Nikons. People say Canons. People say Fuji. People say, everybody has an opinion on what's the best camera. However, the best camera to use is the camera you have on you. The camera that your hand is attached to, or you can easily grab it and take that shot, because guess what? The shot is usually like that. You don't have time to dig and get your camera out the bag. Take the picture with the camera you have on you, which is that smartphone. That's what we're talking about today. Any of these rules could be applied to everything else any camp photography, but smartphone photography, take that phone out, have it when you're walking through a crowd, when you're walking through the fair, use your camera. Don't be afraid to take it out and snap. Okay, some people hit the likes. I see some anomalies going on. Hit the likes if you're enjoying this. If you're learning something, hit the likes. Next one, the most important. People think it's all about taking the picture. No. Yes, there's skill in taking a picture. And all these things I've given you are going to help you take a better picture. But the magic of your picture is in your editing tools. Right? You talk about editing tools here. Snapseed, free. Just go online. Go for it. Snapseed. Snapseed. We're going to go on it. Use editing apps like Snapseed or Lightroom to enhance your photos. Adjust brightness, contrast, and saturation to bring out the best in your images, but avoid over editing. Did you know that your camera can't see everything? Did you know that? Did you know that your camera cannot see everything? That it cannot compensate for shadows and brightness evenly? The computer is not perfect. Your phone, your smartphone is a computer, but it is not perfect. So sometimes it will not pick up the shadows. So you need to go in and use your Snapseed or your Lightroom and go into that little section and light it up a little bit so that it looks like what you saw. Your smartphones, cameras do miss. They're not perfect tools. They can't see the shadows. When your naked eye, you see something and you can see the shadows and you can see the brightness around it. However, the camera cannot do it. It's going to go where the light is. It's programmed to move towards the light. So what happens as it moves towards the light? The places that are dark get darker. So your job as a photographer, if you're going to be a smartphone photographer, is to go in, use your Snapseed, use your little tool. We have them in Lightroom called Radial. Go in, open it up, go into that dark section, raise the exposure, or reduce, or I should say, reduce the shadows. You can reduce the shadows by brightening it up, or you can give it more exposure. And then now the whole picture is balanced again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You guys are going to be ready. You guys are going to be armed for traveling photography. You guys, when you go on the streets this holiday week, these holiday weeks are coming up, you are going to be ready for photography. Next, keep your phone steady. To avoid blurry photos, keep your phone steady. Use both hands. Remember we talked about that one time. Use both hands. Go like this. Use both hands. In this case, I use my like this. I got this beautiful like little thing here. Look at that. Helps me take pictures, right? Hold it with both hands. 2 on this side, 1 on the bottom, right? You see these on the bottom? See those on the bottom? 1 on the top. Hold in here, 1 here. Press the button right there, right? I can press right here. That keeps it balanced. You can move it, you can adjust it, and it keeps it steady. Use both hands. Lean against a stable surface. I'm going to use the mic, but the mic is not. Okay, let's use this. If you are on a rail, you can use a rail and sit the camera right on the rail. Or right here, I'm on I have my tablet here. I can put my smartphone on top of it, and I can take a picture, and it's nice and steady. No shakes. No shakes, no blurs. No shakes, no blurs. The next thing you can, against a stable surface, or use a small tripod. You know what those little small tripods are. You see that in this picture right here. She has a little small tripod there. Well, she has really a gimbal. or a portable stabilizer for added stability. Okay? Use your resources. Use a stick, a pole, use things. You can hold steady your camera. Anthony says, I love when travel. I look for people interacting with love. I may put them in a book one day. Yes. Everyone in here could put a book together. All you need to do is take these rules, use them, and you're going to have great photos. G says, that's a cool idea, Anthony. Look at that. See how the community responds? That's why you need community. Danny says, did you know Snapseed is a Google product? Yes, they bought them. Finally. I still get my edited images out of the app after editing. There you go. Yes. Yes. Use your tools. The best part of the recipe is definitely when you're editing. But again, keep your phone stable and you will have no blurs. Next, and this is I do believe this is the end. Tell a story. Think about the story you want to tell with your photos. Capture a mix of wide shots, close-ups, and details to create a narrative of your travel experience. Take pictures of your food. Take pictures of the people. Take pictures of the passerbys. Take pictures of whoever you're hanging out with. Take pictures close up. Take pictures wide. And you're going to have a beautiful folder in your phone. Because your phone creates these folders. And you'll be able to make great stories from your travel experience. Use the tools you have. Most of our smartphones will create a book for you, a story like, oh, you took all these photos at this particular time, and it will put them all together for you. Tell your story. Don't just use one way of photographing. Use different angles. Use different perspectives. Use your editing tools. Change up the color if you want to. Make it all have a bluish tint or have a beige tint. Be creative. Tell your story. Tell your story. Here's some photos from vacationing. Share your story. Share it. Share it. Just share your story. In conclusion, remember, the best camera is the one you have with you. And with these tips, your smartphone can help you capture incredible travel memories. Happy shooting, and see you next Tuesday for more tips on our Tip Tuesday. Did you learn anything today? Oh, wait, there was questions. Oh, I had to star some things here. Here we go. We got some stars here in the building. Food. The food plane says, what do you do if you are filming outdoors with a phone on a sunny day? Is that an issue thing? Well, smartphones have the capability to adjust the ISO. So when you are outside taking your picture, if you look at if you can put your camera and you can see some of your information, it will adjust as you move around. And you'll see the ISO change back and forth. If you are in a dark area, you'll see the ISO go up. If you are in a light area, you'll see the ISO go down. It'll automatically happen in your smartphone. Unless you are in manual mode or professional mode on your smartphone. Or if you are also if you have a Lightroom app on your phone, you can also use what's called the Lightroom camera that is in that app. That camera is very close to a professional camera in the way it operates, you'll be able to see your ISO in that part and your exposures. So you can change that. You can change the ISO in your Lightroom camera within the Lightroom app. Okay? But your ISO will change accordingly according to the light. It'll happen automatically. But also, you want to help it. So if you know it's bright sun, it's a harsh midday sun, you know you're going to get shadows. You know you're going to get shadows. So you may have to adjust accordingly. On a bright, sunny midday, you may want to go into some shade and take the photo. Get under the tree. Go near a building that is casting a shadow in the area. So that way you can get better pictures. Does that make sense? I hope so. Any other questions out there? Any other questions? Going once, going twice. I think we got them all. I think we got all the questions, right? We got all the questions. This was a good Touch Base Daily Tuesday, right? You guys rock. You guys rock. That was awesome. Okay, guys, let me get this off the screen. And you know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm about to do. Here we go. Here we go. If you want to stay in contact, join me at my email list today. And just go to ronlewisphotos.com. You will be able to click on that, and then it'll take you straight to just put your email into the email box. Also, if you are looking for an event photographer, I am an event photographer. That's what I specialize in, event photography and headshots, but mainly event photography. And if you need someone, or you know someone that needs an event photographer, you can recommend me. That's how I make my money. Thank you to our Patreon members. Our Patreon members support this platform, and also all the folks that donate during our show. And so thank you, Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content, and we appreciate you. And also a shout out to one of our big sponsors here is Rolling Clouds. It's a cigar company owned by two Black women who are building their business, and they're going to be announcing their business soon this summer. And I will be there to photograph it and all that event stuff that we're going to do to support it. Okay. Also, and did I put it in here? GoFundMe, y'all. We have right now, we are using this time to take care of our seniors at the school. And the deadline is this week, the 16th. So try to, if you can, just go to, you can go to class of 2025, Touch Base Daily. If you go to GoFundMe, if you put in Touch Base Daily, it'll pop up. If you put up Ron Lewis Photos, it'll pop up. But GoFundMe is to raise money to donate to help students pay for their cap and gowns and yearbooks, senior dues, and senior prom. So help our young people who have really done an amazing job at Information High School, the school that we support here in Long Island City. So please support those young people by just donating what you can to help them have a wonderful graduation. Their prom is coming up, I do believe, next week. I do believe it's coming up, and it's after the 16th. So yeah, so it's after next week. So next week is the 16th. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, there you have it. And I think we covered it all, y'all. I think we covered it all. You are awesome. I love being here with you every day. You make my day. I hope I can make yours in some way. Okay, guys, have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I see you guys in here. The food plane says, thank you, Ron. I appreciate your response. You are welcome, sir. Welcome to our community and being here. You've been showing up a lot, mister. It's so good to see you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And I am out of here. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.